Hello guys, welcome to another video. This one is paper 2-2 of October-November 2012. Okay, so let's move on to question number 1. So this one is section A. We have to answer all the question in this section. So part 1, we have a triangle A, B, and C. So by observation, you see this is a right angle triangle. We have this side as 10, this side as 6.5. So question part 1 is to find angle ACB. So ACB is this angle. So since we have a right angle triangle, we can use SOHCAHTOA to find the angle. So SOHCAHTOA. Right. So we know this side, this will be our adjacent side, so A, and we know this side will be our opposite side, so O. So in this case, we have to use tan. So tan of the angle, so tan of ACB is equal to opposite side 10 divided by adjacent side 6.5. So ACB is equal to tan inverse of 10 divided by 6.5. So let's find out what is the value. So 10 divided by 6.5, tan inverse of that will become 56.976, which is 57.0. So answer 1 will be 57.0 degrees. Now let's move on to part B. So part B here we have the same triangle ABC, as you can see. This one is ABC, and we have just found that from part A this is 57 degrees. Now let's see what is the question. We have D is a point on right here, such that we have CD is equal to 16.4. So part 1, find the value of AD. AD is this side. So by observation, you would say AD is equal to BD minus BA. BA has been given to you as 10. So we have to find BD. So BD will be this big one. So how would you find BD? So by observation, you will see that we have a right angle triangle. We know this side, we know this, so we can find this by the Pythagoras theorem. So let's write this down. So BD square plus BC square is equal to DC square. From this, BD square is equal to what? 16.4 square minus 6.5 square. That will be 226.71. So BD, root of that will be 15.0569. That will be the length of BD. But our question here is we want to find the length of AD. So AD is equal to BD, which is 15.0569, minus BA, which is 10. That will be 5.0569, and this is in meters, right? Now we have to give you answer in meters and in centimeters, correct to the nearest centimeter. So this is 5 meters, and what is this in terms of centimeters? So 0.0569. Let's convert this to centimeters. So we know that 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. So this times 100 will give you 0.5. So I'll give you 5.69. So nearest centimeter, that will become 6 centimeters. So your answer is 5 meters and 6 centimeters. Now for part 2, find the angle DCB. So we have to find this big angle DCB, so we have to find this angle. So how would you find this angle? So we have a right angle triangle, we can use SOHCAHTOA. Pretty easy. Let's call this one alpha. Let's find the angle alpha. So we have the hypotenuse side, so SOHCAHTOA again. So we have the hypotenuse, we have the adjacent, we can use cos. So cos of the angle alpha is equal to adjacent side divided by hypotenuse. Alpha will be cos inverse of that. 6.5 divided by 16.4. Cos inverse, that will be 66.1 7 degrees. So your angle for DCB will be 66.7 degrees. And that is question number 1. Now let's move on to question number 2. So factorize this equation. As we know by now, 4 is equal to 2 squared. Now replace back in the equation, you will have 2x squared minus 1 squared, which is just like a squared minus b squared. This will be 2x plus 1, 2x minus 1. So this will be part 1. Now part B, we have p equal to 2q plus r over r. Part 1, find p when the value of r is equal to q. So we just have to replace the value of r by q. So p is equal to 2q plus r is q. Divided by q, that will be 3q divided by q, which is 3. Now part 2, rearrange the formula to make r the subject of formula. So here we have p is equal to 2q plus r over r. The first step is to cross multiply. You will have pr is equal to 2q plus r. Now we send r to one side, you will have pr minus r equal to 2q. Okay, let's continue on this side. You will have factorize r, you will have p minus 1 equal to 2q. r will be 2q divided by p minus 1. And this is your answer for part 2. Now for part 3, part C, we have to solve a simultaneous equation. So you have two methods. One is elimination and one is substitution. So let's do by, I like to do by substitution, but you can also do by elimination if you want to. Now, 3x plus 4y equal to 17. Now, 3x is equal to 17 minus 4y. X will be 17 minus 4y divided by 3. Now we have to replace the value of x here to this x here. You will have 2 times x, 17 minus 4y divided by 3, minus 5y equal to 19. Now to get rid of this 3, we have to multiply 3 everywhere. You will have 2, 17 minus 4y minus 15y equal to 3 times 19, that will become 57. Now expand, you will have 34 minus 8y minus 15y equal to 57. So minus 8 minus 15, that is minus 23y is equal to 57 minus 34, that is 23 as well. So 23. So y will be equal to minus 1. Now back to the value of x. X now is equal to 17 minus 4, y is minus 1, divided by 3, that will be 21 divided by 3, that will be 7. So value for x will be 7, and value for y will be minus 1. This is part C. Now let's move on to part D. So, a shopkeeper sells cartons of milk, let's say, and bottles of water, sells two products, milk and water. Now, each carton of milk costs $2.40, and each bottle of water costs 80 cents, which is $0.8. So on one day, he sells X milk. On the same day, he sells 20 more water than milk. So more water will be X plus 20 water. Question part 1. Write down an expression in terms of X for the number of dollars he received from the sale of these cartons and bottles. So one by one. So the cost is $2.40, so $2.40 for milk times X plus 0.8 times X plus 20. Now you can expand if you want to. You will have 2.4x plus 0.8x plus, so what is 0.8 times 20? That will be 16. So simplify, that will become 3.2x plus 16. So this will be your answer for part A, equation in terms of x. Now for part 2, the total amount he receives that day, which is this equation, is greater than 250. So this 3.2x plus 16 is greater than 250, form an inequality in x and solve it. Solve means to find the value of x. So let's make x the subject of formula. So 3.2x will be 250 minus 16. 3.2x. So 350 minus 16 will be 234. Now divide by 3.2. That will be 73.125. So this will be your answer for this part. Now for part 3, hence write down the least number of cartons of milk he sells that day. So let's find out. So x is the value of the carton of milk. So he sells more than 73.15. So the next integer will be 74. So he sells at least 74 cartons of milk on that day. And I think that will be question number 2. Let's move on to question number 3. It says in 2009, the cost of posting a letter was 36 cents, which means $0.36. Part 1. A company posted 3,000 letters and was given a discount of 4%. Calculate the total discount given. So pretty easy. So one letter was 36, so 3,000 will be 3,000 times 0.36 for the cost, and times 4% for the discount. 4% will be 4 over 100. 3,000 times 0.36 times 4%. That will be 43.50 for the discount given. Now part 2. In 2010, the cost of posting a letter was increased from 36 to 45. Find the percentage increase. So pretty easy. Percentage increase is equal to increase over cost over initial cost times 100. Increase initial cost. So let's do that. What is the increase? Will be 45 minus 36 divided by initial cost was 36 times 100. 45 minus 36, 45 minus 36 times 100. That will be 25 increase on the cost. Now for part 3, after the price increases to 45 cents, the cost of the company posting this much was this much. Calculate the new percentage discount given. So right now we don't know the discount, so let's say let percentage discount equal to D. So if the discount is this much, what is the percentage cost? Cost will be 1 minus D. I hope that makes sense. So let's say you were given a discount of 5%, so you are paying 95%. Okay, another example. Let's say you were given a discount of 10%, so you will be paying 90% of the cost. So same way, if you're given a discount of D, you will be paying 1 minus D. So it's percentage, that's why we write in this way, but if you want to simplify, it will become, so in that way, so D percent, 100 minus D percent. So this one is just percentage is simplified to D and 1 minus D. Okay, so what's the next step? It says the cost was this much, so let's find the cost. So cost will be 3,000 letters times 45 cents, which is 0.45 dollars, times the cost will be 1 minus D percent. That should give you 1302.75. Now first step, we can just cross multiply. You will have, so what is 3,000 times 0.45? That will become 1350. 1 minus D is equal to 1302.75. Now 1 minus D is equal to 1302.75 divided by 1350. 96.5. So the value of D will become, so for this one is actually 100%. Oh yes, that will be percentage. I forgot actually. That will be 100 minus this. As you can see here, yeah. That was so obvious, but yeah, mistake. Okay, so D will become 100 minus 96.5, which will be 3.5. So as you can see here, I think I made a mistake because I took 1. I should have taken 100, because if this was a discount, the cost was 100 minus discount, you get this value. So same way, if discount was D, the cost will be 100 minus D, you get 95, 90. So same way, right here it needs to be 100 minus D. So discount will be 3.5%. Okay, so that will be part 3. Now let's move on to part B. So in 2010, it cost 5.4 to post a parcel. So let's write this down. 2010, the cost was $5.4. Now, this was an increase of 12.5%. So increase of 12.5%. So which means the cost right now is actually at 112% is the cost we're paying for this product. Now, of 2009, we don't know the cost, X, but it was increased by 12.5. Now the cost here is 112.5, and the cost here was 100%. That was the initial cost. Increasing by 12.5, we have to add 12.5, it becomes 112.5%. Now we have to find the increasing costs of posting this parcel compared to 2009. So we have to find the value of X first. So pretty easy, you just do comparison. So 112.5 is equal to 5.4. So what is 100? That will be 5.4 divided by 112.5 times 100. That should be 4.8. So 4.8 will be your value of X. Now, what is the increasing cost? So pretty easy. Increasing cost is just 5.40 minus 4.8. That will be 0.6. So 0.6 will be the increase in costs. And that will be question number 3. Now let's move on to question number 4, part A. So let's look at the information. We have A, B, and C, D are parallel. So these two lines are in the same direction. We have E, G, H, F is a straight line. Now, HCF is 46 and HFC is 32. Now part 1, find the angle CHF. CHF. So find this angle, pretty easy. It's just the third angle of a triangle. So 180 minus 46 minus 32. That will be 102. First one is 102 degrees. Now part 2, find GHD. So GHD will be this one. So these two angles will be the same because they are vertically opposite to each other. So that will be 102 as well. Now part 3, find HBG. So HGB will be this one. So how would you find this angle? So pretty easy. If this is 102, these two angles needs to add up to 180. So this will be 78. 78 will be the other one. Now let's move on to part B. So we have A, B, D, E are points on the circle, A, B, D, E. Now we have A, D, and B intersect at C, as you can see. So part 1, show that these triangles are similar. So pretty easy. One way to show they are similar is to find out all the angles are equal, all the corresponding angles are equal. So first thing you can see, this angle has to equal this angle. So write this down. First one will be BCA is equal to angle DCE because they are vertically opposite to each other. That's the reason why. Opposite to each other. Now, second point is you can see that this angle right here is equal to this angle right here. Let's write this down. So ABC is equal to angle EDE. C, because they are angle on the same arc. So this angle reflect on the same arc A, so that's why they are the same. And for the same reason, you will see this angle here is equal to the angle right here, because they are angle on the same arc as well. So BAC is equal to DEC. Same reason, angle on the same arc. So since we have proven that all the corresponding angle are equal, so all corresponding angle are equal, it means that they are similar. So you can just write this down again. Triangles this are similar, right? So this is only for 2 marks. So part 2, given that AC is 5, we have BC is 5.5 and CE is 2. Find the length of chord AD. So we have to find AD, this one. So by observation, you can see that AD is equal to AC plus CD. We know the value of AC is 5, so we have to find the value of CD. CD, let's call this one X for now. So first thing, we have this angle is equal to this angle. So that's the opposite side. So let's form an equation. So X, the ratio of X over 5.5 must be equal to the other corresponding side. So this angle is equal to this angle, which means is equal to 2 over 5. So let's find the value of X. So from this you can see X is equal to 2 over 5 times 5.5. That will be 2.2. Now X is not your answer because, as you can see, X is only this part. You have to find AD. So you have to plus X, which is 2.2. So AD will be 7.2 will be your answer. So answer will be 7.2 centimeter. Now let's move on to question number 5. So in the question, we have this part as shaded. So this area right here is shaded. Okay, almost done. Okay, this area is shaded in the question. So we have AD and BC are arcs of the circle center. So these two are arcs, as you can see, with the same angle. Now we have OA is equal to 20 and AB is equal to 25. So 20, 25, which means OC is 45. So the radius of the small circle is 20 and the radius of the big circle is 45. That's what you need to know for now. Now they have the same angle, which is 150. So part 1, calculate the perimeter of the region ABCD. So ABCD. So how do you find perimeter? As you know, perimeter is defined by the distance around the shape. So one by one, AB is 25, as we know. DC is also 25. So we have to find AD and BC. So one by one, let's first find the length of AD. So AD will be the length of arc. So how would you find length of arc? We have to use a formula, which is the angle 150 divided by 360 times 2 pi radius r. Radius of this small circle is 20, so times 20. So let's solve. Divide by 360 times 2 pi times 20. That will be 52.4. Now we have AD now, we have to find BC. So same way, let's use a different color. So BC, we have the angle 150 divided by 360 times 2 pi, and the value of the radius for the big circle is equal to 45. So 45. So 150 divided by 360 times 2 pi times 45. That is 117.81. Now since we have all the required length, perimeter is equal to, so 25 plus 25, that is 50, and plus these two sides, 52.4 and 117.81. So plus 50 plus 52.4, that should be 220.2, but correct to 3SF, that should be just 220 centimeter. Okay, that is for part A. Now let's move on to part B. Calculate the area of the shape. So now we have to find the area. So let's observe. This area is actually made of, we have a small circle and small sector and a big sector. So to find this area, we first have to find the big area, then minus this small area. Right. Let's call this one B, call this one A. So let's find A and B. So to find the big area, that is the whole, the big area of the major sector, it is angle, which is 150 divided by 360, and the formula is always pi r square. Now for the big circle sector, the radius is 45 square. Divided by 360 times pi r square, 45 square. That will be 2650.72. Now what is the area of the small sector? So let's write down. Area of minor sector. So same formula, of course, 150 divided by 360 times pi r square. Now for the small sector, the radius is only 20. Let's see what value do we get. So 150 divided by 360 times pi times 20 square. That should be 523.60. Now to find the area that we need, so area of shaded shape is equal to 2650.7 minus 523.6. So let's do that. So 2650.72 minus 523.6. That should be 2127.12. So correct to 3SF, you can just write 2130. That should be the area of the region that we need. So let's double check the answer. So major sector will be 150 divided by 360 times 45 square pi. That is the I think I'll choose degrees. 45 square times pi. That is 2650.72. Now area of minor sector will be 150 divided by 360 times 20 square pi. So this is good. So 2650.7 minus answer, that should be 2127.10. So 3SF will be this value. Now for part C, it says the shape ABCD is used to make a lampshade by joining AB and DC. So what it means is that we have this shape. We have the shape ABCD. We join these two sides, we join them together to form a lampshade. So this 2 is connected to these two sides. Now, so question is, we have to find the radius R. So pretty easy. We know the length of AD. So from part A, AD was found by equal to 52.4. AD is 52.4, which is the circumference of this circle. Now to find the value for R, so as you know, circumference of a circle is, formula is 2 pi R. C is equal to 52.4 is equal to 2 pi R. R is equal to 52.4 divided by 2 pi. 2 pi will be 8.3397. So the value could be 8.34, correct to 3SF. And that should be your question number 5. Now let's move on to question number 6. So the heights of 150 children are measured. So we have 150 children. The results are summarized in this table, as you can see. Now part 1, calculate the estimate for the mean height. So we have to use a formula. So mean height is equal to sum of fx divided by number of children. Now f is just this value. X is the midpoint of each group. So how do you find the midpoint? You have to add these two, divide by 2. You will have 135. Here you will have 145. Here you will have 0.2, 157.5, and this one will be 165 and 180. So we have to find the sum of f of x. So let's do that. F of x is just f times x. So this will be 1350. So 145 times 30, that will be 4350. 152.5 times 20, that should be 3050. 157.5 times 30, that should be 4725. And times 35, that should be 5775. And 180 times 25, that should be 4500. Now we have to find the sum of fx, so we have to add every term together. So first term plus this one, 4350 plus 3050 plus 4725 plus 5775 and plus 4500. That will be 23,750 divided by 150. Let's give you 158.3. So correct to 3SF, you can just write 158 centimeters. Now part 1, one child is chosen at random. Find the chance that this child has a height greater than 160. So let's first find how many child has a height bigger than 160. So let's go. So here we have less than 160 will be on this side, and higher will be on this side. So 35 plus 25 is what? 35 plus 25, that will be 60. So 60 child has a height of more than 160 over total number of child will be 150. That should be 0.4. Your answer for part 1 will be 0.4 for the chance. Now for part 2, we have chosen 2 child now at random without replacement. Find the chance that the height of one of them is bigger than 160 and the height of the other is 150 or less. So as we have seen from part 1, we have 60 kids whose height is more than 160. How about this one, 150 or less? So 150 or less will be, this is 150, less will be on this side. 30 plus 10 will be 40. So that will be 40 will be having height of 150 or less. Now, let's say we pick the first child, he will be 60 over 150. And then we'll pick the other child will be 40 over 149 because we don't have a without replacement. Now, we have to times 2. So whenever you see of one and the other, always times 2. Okay, that's a trick for you to remember. If you see one and the other, times 2 for the correct value. 60 divided by 150 times 40 divided by 149. That should be 16 over 149 for your answer. Now let's move on to part C. It says complete the histogram to represent the information in the table. So let's do step by step. So to find the histogram, we have to find the frequency density. So we have a formula for that. Frequency density is equal to frequency divided by class width. So we have to find the class width. So let's find the class width for each class. So class width for the first class, as you can see, it will be 140 minus 130. That should be 10. The class width is 10. Second class will also be 10. Third class will be 5 and 5, and we have 10, and finally we have 20. Now the frequency has been given to us, so we have 10, 30, 20, 30, 35, and 25. So we have to find the value of FD. FD is equal to F divided by C. CW, which is class width. That'll be 1, 3, 4, 6, 3.5, and what is 25 divided by 20? That'll be 1.25. So 1.25 for the last class. So on this graph, the first one has been given to you already. So we have to draw the other one, which is 140 to 150. So 140 to 150, the frequency will be 3. So let's draw that. So we go to 3, connecting these two. Okay, so that will be the first one. And we have 150 to 155 will be 4. So let's do that. 150 to 155, the value of 4. And then we have 155 to 160, the value of 6. 6 will be on top. Okay, and we have the value of 160 to 170 will be 3.5. 3.5 will be between 3 and 4. So right here. So 3.5, and the last class will be from 170 to 190. That will be 1.25. So 1.25 will be between 1.5 and 1. So that will be right here. So 1.5 is right here. So 1.25 will be right here in between. Okay, this will be your last class. So this will be your histogram, and that will be question number 6. Now let's move on to section B. It says section B we have to answer 4 questions, but of course we are going to do all of them just for you. Question number 7. A cylindrical open container, which means we don't have the top, it is open, has a diameter of 21 and height of 8. So whenever you see diameter, you know that it is radius. You have to find the radius. Radius will be equal to divide by 2. 21 divided by 2, that will be 10.5. So diameter of 21 means radius of 10.5. So part 1, calculate the total external area of this container. So the area of this container has two parts, has this curved surface area and the base area. So one part is the curved surface area. So pretty easy. It is 2 pi RH. So 2 pi is 2 pi, R is 10.5 as we have just found, and H will be equal to height, which is 8. Let's see, what value do we have? 2 pi times 10.5 times 8. That is 527.7875. Okay. Now, second part, we have to find the area of the base. The base area is just area of a circle. So base, that will be pi r squared. Pi is pi, r squared is 10.5 squared. So 10.5 squared times pi. That will be 346.3605. Now, of course, for the total external area is equal to 1 plus number 2. That should give you 527.7875. That should give you 874.1, which will be 874 correct to 3SF. That is the area of the cylinder. Now for part 2, a manufacturer receives an order for 30,000 containers. He needs an extra 150 of material for each container to cover wastage. Calculate the area of the material needed to make these containers. So for one container, he needs 874 plus 150. That will be 1024. Now, for 30,000 containers, that will be times 30,000. That will be 40, 240. So let's try again. 1 times 30,000. That will be this much. Oh, that's a wrong. See? So let's try again. 1024 times 30,000. Okay, that will be my answer. 30720.123 centimeter square. Now you need to give your answer in terms of square meters. So to convert centimeter square to square meters, we have to divide by 10,000. So 4 zeros. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So your answer will be 3072 meters square. That will be your answer for part 2. 3072. Now let's move on to part B. The surface area of a sphere is given to you, which is 4 pi r square, and the volume of a sphere has been given to you, 4 over 3 pi r square. Now part B, a circular top that can hold 4 hemispheres, balls, can be placed on the container. Now, what is a hemisphere? Hemisphere is half a sphere. So area of half a sphere will be 2 pi r square, and volume of half a sphere will be 2 over 3 pi r cubed. Right, so we have to change those formulas to the hemisphere formulas. Now we have this information given to us, and we know that the diameter of the sphere will be 7, which means the radius is 3.5. Right. Let's do question number 1 now. It says calculate the inside curve surface area of one of these hemispherical balls. So pretty easy. We'll just use this formula here. Surface area of sphere is this, so hemisphere will be 2 pi r square. So 2 pi r square, so 2 pi r square will be 3.5 square of one of them. So 2 pi times 3.5 square. That should be 77.0. So your value here is 76.969. So 77.0 will be the value. Correct to 3SF. Now for part 2, calculate the total surface area of the top of the container, including the inside curve surface area of each ball. So we have to find the total surface area of this shape. So as you can see, we have 4 of the hemispheres. So for step 1, this times 4. So step 1 for this. That should be 4 times 77. That will be 308. Now we have to find the rest. The rest will be the area that is left outside. So how would you find that area? So if you observe, we have a big circle and we have 4 small circles. So to find the area in between, so it is a big one minus 4 circles. So do that. Area for the big, that will become pi r square, which will be 10.5 square for the big circle, minus 4 times area of the small one, pi 3.5 square. Pi times 10.5 square minus 4 pi times 3.5 square. Okay, let's try again. 10.5 square pi minus 4 times 3.5 square pi. That will be 192.4 for the remaining area. So the total area will become 1 plus number 2, that should give you, plus 308, that will be 500, correct to 3SF. Now for the last part, part 3, with the top and the 4 balls in place, so basically we have this right now, we put the top on the container. Calculate the volume of water required to fill the container. So let's see. So inside it looks like this. We have to find this volume. So how would you find this volume that we need? So pretty easy. First step, we have to find what is the volume of the cylinder by itself. Pretty easy. As we know, volume of cylinder is pi r square h, which is, so let's do part 1. Volume of cylinder will be pi r square h, so pi is pi, r square will be 10.5 square h times 8. That will be the first part. Square times 8 times pi, that will be 2770.885. That's the first one. Now, as you can see, we have the volume of these 4 hemispheres on top. So we have to minus them. So 2 volume of 4 hemisphere. The formula is here, right here. So 4 times this So 4 times 2 over 3 pi r cube will be 3.5 cube. Let's see what value do we have. 4 times 2 over 3 times pi times 3.5 power 3. That will be 359.18876. So answer will be 1 minus number 2, 2770.885 minus answer. That should be 2410 for the volume of water required to fill the container. That will be question number 7. Okay, so now let's move on to question number 8. The variables x and y are connected by this equation. Y equal to 1 plus 2x minus x cubed. The table below shows some values of x and the corresponding values of y. Correct to one decimal place. So first one is to find the values of p. So pretty easy. Replace this value of x in the equation to find the value of p. So y will be 1 plus 2x. X will be 2.5 square minus 2.5 cube. Let's find the value. 1 plus 2 times 2.5 square minus 2.5 cube. That should be, it should be minus some value. Let's check it out again, because, so 2.5 cube is, 15, that's why, 15.625 minus 2 times 2.5 square, that is 12.5, so 1 plus, obviously it will be negative value, so 1 plus 12.5 minus 15.625 minus 2.1 for one decimal place. Now part B, on the graph paper, using a scale of 2 cm to represent 1 unit on both axes, draw a horizontal axis for this length and a vertical one for this length. Okay, and we have to plot with a smooth curve. Okay, so let's do that. Let's draw some graph. I actually don't like drawing graph, but yeah, here we go. So we have the vertical axis from -3 to 5, and the horizontal will be from -2 to 3. So let's do the vertical first. From 2 cm for 1, so -2, -3, so 1, 2, 3, should be about here is fine. And for the horizontal, have to be from -2, so -2, 2, 3, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That should be enough to draw this from here. So let's do that. So this will be my horizontal axis. I will use a different color. Let's use blue here. Okay, this will be my point 0. And for the base, we have to draw from -3 till the value of 5. So -3 to 5. Okay, one by one. This is 1, 2, and 3. Here we have -1, -2. So x-axis we just need from -2 to 3, and for the y we need from -3, and from here, -3, -2, -1, until 5. 5 will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so now we have to label the axis. This is your x, and this will be your y. Now let's draw the curve. Let's plot the points first. So the first point we have will be -1, 4. -1, 4 will be right here. Then we have -0.5, 1.6. 0.5, 1.6 will be right here. Then we have 1, 0. Sorry, it's 0, 1, not 1, 0, 0, 1. Then we have 0.5 will be 1.4. This is 1.4 is right here. Then we have 1, 2 right here. Then we have 1.5, 2.1. 2.1 will be on this side. Then we have 2 for 1. 2 for 1 will be here. Then we have 2.5 will be p. Value of p was -2.1. So 2.1 will be on the bottom right here. Okay, so now we have all the points which you can just plot the graph properly. I'll use a different color so you can see where the graph is going. So make sure that you plot this as smooth as possible. You have to use a pencil for graphs, and this will be this part and this will be on this side. Okay, so that will be my graph as smoothly as I can. Now let's go back to the questions. So it says use your graph to find all the solutions for this equation, which is, so let's see, this is y equal to 2. So we have to draw the line y equal to 2 on the graph. So as you can see, this is the same as y. We replace y here, y equal to 2. That's why we know we have to draw this line. So where is the line y equal to 2? Is right here. If you draw a horizontal line, you will find all the answers for that equation. So this is y equal to 2. So all the answers will be right here. The first value is this one, and this is the other value. Then we have this one. Okay, so let's write down the values. So first one here is 1. Sorry, this one is the first one. That will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6.5. So minus 6.5. So minus 6.5. And we have this one, which is 1. And this one will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1.6. Now these will be the three values for x for that equation. Now for next question, we have to, by drawing a tangent, find the gradient of the curve at this point. X equal to minus 0.5. So let's go to the point. Minus 0.5 will be right here. And by drawing a tangent at this point, let's find the gradient. So let's draw a tangent at this point. So let's take 1 point on this side. Let's take this point, and let's take 1 point on this side. Let's take this point. The first point is 0.20. First point is 0.20, and this point will be the values right here, which is minus 1.1 and 3. So minus 1.1 and 3. So to find the gradient, as you must know by now, we use the formula, which is y2 minus y1, so 3 minus 0, divided by x1, which is minus 1.1, minus x2, 0.2. That will be minus 2.31. Correct to 3SF for my value of gradient. Now part E, by drawing a straight line, solve this equation. So this again is your value for y is equal to x, so we have to draw the line. So using your graph, go to y equal to x will be exactly like this. The line will go to those points. So label the line y is equal to x. You will see cast the line at only one point, which is this. Find the corresponding value for x. So for me, the value shows to be, this is 1.6, 1.7, 1.75. For me, it shows to be 1.75. Your value may be a bit different depending on the graph you draw, but it should be around that value. Now, F, find the range of values of k such that this has three solutions. So this is y equal to k. We have to find the values of k for which it has three solutions. So we have to find the maximum point. So basically it is asking us if we could draw a straight line, a horizontal line, where it can keep cutting the graph at 3 points. If you see, if I draw the line here, that will be my minimum line, which is at y equal to 1. It will cut the curve at 1. So at only 2 points is not good enough. So it needs to be more than 1. It should be above this line, so that it cuts my curve at 3 points. And then same thing, if I go to this one, it has to be below this one. So below the max, and this is the max that I have here, which is 2.15, so it should be less than 2.15. So I hope you guys can understand the value of k is between two values, the max value will be, for me it shows to be 2.15, and the minimum value shows to be 1. So for me it shows to be 1 and 2.15. These are the values of k for which my graph has 3 solutions. So this is my value for k. And that will be question number 8. Okay, let's move on to question number 9. So number 9, it seems to be using sine and cos rule to do those questions. So we have A, B, C, D are 4 points on the ground. We have B, D, C is a straight line. So B, D, C is a straight line. So you can see that this is 58. So this should be 180 minus 58. That's the first thing you need to understand. That will be 122. Now, question part 1, calculate AB. If you have AB, let's call this one X. How would you find X? So you can see we have this angle and the corresponding side, and X is the corresponding side of this angle. So we have to use the sine rule. So we would say X over sine of 58 is equal to 30 over sine of 37. So X will be equal to 30 sine of 58 divided by sine of 37. So solve. 58 divided by sine of 37. That should be 42.27, which is 42.3 meters. That will be your side for AB. Now for part B, calculate AC. AC will be this side. So since we have these two sides and the angle in between, we can use the cosine rule. So cosine rule is pretty easy. So cos of the angle in between, which is 122, is equal to 1 of 2 sides square, so 30 square plus 64 square minus AC square divided by 2 times 30 times 64. So now we just have to make AC the subject of formula. So first step, as always, we have to cross multiply. 2 times 30 times 64, that will be 3840 cos of 122 equal to, what is 30 square plus 64 square? That will be 4996 minus AC square. Now we make this a subject of formula. We send this on this side and this one on this side. So AC square will be 4996 minus this value, that is 3840 cos of 122, will be minus 2034.889. So AC will be root of this value right here. That will become 4996 minus answer. Root of this value will become 83.9. AC will be 83.9. AC here will be 83.9 meters. Now move on to the next question. It says to find the area of triangle ADC. So where's ADC? As you can see, ADC is this triangle. We know the angle and the two sides. We can find this by using the sine rule. Pretty easy. So area will be half. Sine of the angle in between will be 122 times the two sides will be 30 times 64. That will be 14.126, so 3SF will be 814. Now for part D, it says a vertical tower stands at A. Okay, and then P is a point on the line BC such that the angle of depression from the top is the greatest. Given that the angle is 34, calculate the height of the tower. That's the main question. So if you go back to this drawing, these are points on the ground. They are flat. We have a tower standing at point A. A has a tower standing on top. And then we have a point on BC such that it needs to be perpendicular to A so that the angle of depression is the maximum. So here we have a triangle. Let's take it out. So if you take it out, you will have, this is your point A, and this is your point P, so AP, and this is your tower. Now we are trying to find So it says the angle of depression, which is this angle, is 34, which means this angle is also 34. We are trying to find the height of the tower. So height will be this side. This is 90 right here. So first thing we have to find the length of AP. So how would you find AP? So by observation, this is P, this is 90. So for you to find AP, we first can find, so this is AP, straight line. So we can use SOHCAHTOA because we have a right angle triangle. So we have this side is our hypotenuse. We're trying to find the opposite side. We have to use sine. Sine of 58. So first find AP is equal to sine of 58 is equal to opposite side, which is our AP, divided by hypotenuse, which is 30. So AP will be 30 sine of 58. That is 25.44. Now, since you know your AP, you can find the value of H. So H will be what? H, same way, we have this side, which is our opposite side, and this is our adjacent. We can find this by using tan. Tan of the angle 34 is equal to height over adjacent, 25.44. So H will be 25.44 tan of 34. That should be 17.2. That's the height of the pole. And that will be question number 9. Now let's move on to question number 10. So we have a circle here. We have a square, square. AP, which is this one, is equal to BQ, which is this. And we have CR and as well DS. So these are all equal. Now, giving reasons show that PAS and QBP are congruent. So give me your reasons why they are congruent. So the one thing we can see is that ABCD is a square. So this angle will be 90. Right. Now, if it is a square, all these sides are the same. Right? So which means this side will be just this side minus this, which is this. Same way, so these will be the same. So by proving this, we have proved that they are congruent. So let's do this. So first reason why is because you would say that AP, so for this PAS, so PAS, so AP is equal to BQ, because this is according to question given to you. Now second part, you would say angle PAS is equal to angle PBQ, which is 90 degrees, because it is a square, because ABCD is a square. Now third reasons why, you would say that this side, which is AS, is equal to PB. And the reason why is because you would say that AS is simply equal to AD minus SD. Same way, PB is AB minus AP. And we know that these two are the same. So we know that SD is equal to AP, and we know that AB is equal to AD. That's why we know that. So in this case, we have proven these 3 points for 3 marks. So in this case, we have proven using the rule of, so this is a side, angle, and side. So basically, we have proven this side and the angle in between are the same. So SAS, by SAS, these two triangles are congruent. So 3 points for 3 marks. Now for part B, the length of a side of the square is 40 and AP is X. So AP will be X. This is 40, so this will be 40 minus X. So write down an expression for PB in terms of X. So pretty easy, I'll just did that. 40 minus x. Now part 2, show that the area y of PQRS is given by this. So how would you find the area of PQRS? You can just find the area of big square minus these 4 triangles. So do that. Big square will be 40 times 40 minus 4 triangle, half times base. Base, as you have seen, is equal to x times height, which is 40 minus x. So let's simplify. This will be 1600. This will go away 2. That will become 2x 40 minus x. If you expand, you will have 1600 minus 80x plus 2x squared. This is your value of y, and this is shown as required. So let's move on to part C. When the value of y is this, show that it equal to this. So pretty easy. Y was equal to 1600 minus 80x plus 2x squared. So when y is equal to this, we have the equation, and we just have to simplify the equation. So we have 2x squared minus 80x. So this minus this will become plus 500. Now every number is even, we can divide by 2. You will have x squared minus 40x plus 250. This is shown as required. Now for part 2, solve the equation this, giving your answer correct to 1 decimal place. So in this case, we have to use the formula. So x is equal to minus b, which is 40, plus minus b squared, which is 40 squared, minus 4 times a times c, divided by 2 times a, which is 2. So what is 40 squared? Minus 4 times 1 times c. That will be 600. So x will be 40 plus minus root of 600 divided by 2. 40 plus root of 600 divided by 2. That will be, first one is 32.2, or it can be for minus 40 minus root of 600 divided by 2. That will be 7.8, correct to 1 decimal place. So first value is 7.8 and 32.2. Now part D, it says 2 outlines of A, B, C, D are drawn on the scale in the answer space below. The scale is 1 to 10. So as we have seen before, the side of the square is 40 centimeters. If the scale is 1 to 10, it means that AB is only 4 centimeters. Let's check. This is only 4 centimeters. 4 and 4, because the scale is 1 to 40. Is 1 to 10, sorry. Now, draw accurately the quad PQRS corresponding to each value of x found. So let's first do one by one. Let's do this one. X is 7.8. Using this will become what? 7.8 divided by 10 will be 0.78. So x here will be 0.78. So let's do that. 0.5, 6, 7, 7, 8 will be about here. So same ways, 0.78, 0.BQ, so BQ 0.78, 5, 6, 7, 8 will be about here. Then same way, right here, 0.78, 5, 6, 7, 8, right here. And finally, this one will be same 0.78, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so joining all the points, you will have your square PQRS. Okay, that's the first one. So let's label this as QPRS. And now for this one, it says x is 32.2, which is scale of 1 to 10, that will be 3.22. So same steps, 3.22. So 3.22 will be about, this is 3, 3.1.2 will be right here. So same way, 3.22 will be about 3.122 will be about here. Then we have right here, so 3.22. So now should be 22. So 3.22 will be about this length, and finally 3.22, so 3.22 about right here. Okay, now joining all the points, you will have your PQRS, and this to this point. Okay, so this will be your P, Q, R, S. Okay, so this will be the drawing that we need for question number 10. Now let's move on to question number 11. So here we have B is the midpoint of OD, so OD, B is a midpoint, so OB is Q, so PP is also Q. Now E is a midpoint of OA, so E is a midpoint of OA, so this will be half P, and this will be half P as well. Now C is a point on AB such that AC is in the ratio of 2 to 1 for these two sides. Now let's do the question. So we have part 1, find in terms of P and Q, AB. So how would you find AB? So A going to B, we have to do A going to O, O going to B. That will be minus P plus Q. Minus P plus Q will be AB. Now for CD, where is CD? CD will be this direction, CD. So to go from C to D, we have to go C to B and B to D. So that will be C to B and from B to D. So this is equal to Q, we know that already, so we have to find CB. So as you see, CB is 1 over, so it's a ratio of 1 to 2 of A for AB. So basically CB is 1 over 3 times AB, which is minus P plus Q plus BD is equal to Q. Expand, minus 1 over 3P plus 1 over 3Q plus Q. Now that will become, so let's simplify, minus 1 over 3P plus 4 over 3Q. So 1 over 3P plus 4 over 3Q. Now to find ED, so where's ED? ED will be this point to this. We have to find EO and then OD. EO is given by minus half P. OD is given by 2Q. This is your value for ED. So minus half P plus 2Q. Now question is, using your values from B and C, make two statements about the points E, C, and D. So right now if you observe, if you take out the 1 over 3, if you take out 1 over 3 for this, you will have minus P plus 4Q. Same thing here, if you take out 1 over 2, you have minus P plus 4Q. So since this and this are the same, the inside, it means that the points E, C, and D lie on the same line. That's the first information. Now we can find the ratios. So how would you find the ratio of CD over ED? So pretty easy. CD is just 1 over 3 and half. So these two are the same, they will cancel out. That's okay. So what is 1 over 3? Divide by 1 over 2. That will be 2 over 3. So it means that CD is equal to 2/3 of ED. That will be the two information we need to write about these 3 points. That will be part A. Now let's move on to part B. So here we have a graph of triangle A and a line L. Question part 1, it says triangle A is mapped onto triangle B by a reflection in the line L. Draw and label triangle B. So pretty easy. If you see this line L, we have a reflection. We have this to count. From this point, we have to count 1. So 1 will become here. This point is 1 half. Half 1 will become right here. And this one will be 1, 2. And 1, 2 will be right here. So let's join those 2 points. You will form the triangle B under the reflection on the line L. So that is your first question. And don't forget to label the triangle as B. Now part 2. Triangle A is mapped onto triangle C by an anti-clockwise rotation, so in this direction of 90 degrees about center 0, 3. So first step is to label your center. 0, 3 will be right here. It will be a rotation of 90 degrees for triangle A. So let's do that. So first point here is right here. So we have 1, 2. It will become 1, 2 right here. For this one we have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 right here. For this one it is 1, 2, 1, 2. So 1, 2, 1, 2. So this will be your triangle under that rotation. So you can of course use the matrix formulas, matrix multiplication to find the coordinates of C, but this one is way faster just by counting, because you can see this is on the straight line with this point. So 90 will be right below, and this one as well, it will be right on this line, 90 degrees. That will be C. Now the next step is we have part 3. Triangle C is mapped onto triangle D by reflection in line L. So let's first draw the triangle D. So line L, D will be, this will be on this line, not moving, and this one will be 1 will be right here. Let's use a different color. And this will be 1 half 1 will be right here. So this will be your triangle D. Now question is, describe the single transformation that maps B onto D. So pretty easy, because we have a reflection, because A was mapped onto C by a rotation anti-clockwise about this line, about this point. Because of this reflection, it will be B is mapped onto D by a rotation of the same angle, which is 90, about this this point, but it will be in the clockwise direction because of the reflection. So pretty easy, you would say it is a rotation 90 degrees clockwise about the same point, 0, 3. Just the inverse of this one, basically. So that was the last question of this paper. I hope that was somewhat helpful, and as always, thank you for watching. I will see you soon.